Sacred relics. Do legendary artifacts of power really exist? Throughout human history, legends of sacred relics have always been told. From the mighty swords of ancient warriors and mysterious holy relics to weapons said to possess powers beyond scientific understanding. But are these artifacts merely myths, or did they truly exist in reality? Let's explore the truth behind these legendary relics. Part 1. Legendary artifacts, just stories? 1. Excalibur, the weapon of the legendary king. From the east to the west, legends of powerful relics appear in many cultures. Some of these have become historical symbols of divine strength. Surely, you have heard of Excalibur, the legendary sword of King Arthur. It is said to possess mystical power, allowing only the worthy to pull it from the stone. For centuries, the story of King Arthur's Excalibur has remained one of the greatest legends of the Western world. This sword is not just a symbol of supreme power but also represents justice, courage, and a sacred mission. But did Excalibur truly exist, or is it just a product of folklore? According to legend, King Arthur was no ordinary ruler. He was destined to be the rightful king of England by pulling Excalibur from a magical stone, a test proving his worthiness. Some versions of the story claim that Excalibur was not in the stone but was instead given to Arthur by the Lady of the Lake, a mysterious entity from Celtic mythology. The epic tales suggest that this sword was not only supernaturally powerful but also had a magical scabbard that made its wielder invulnerable in battle. But is there any factual basis for this? For a sword to possess supernatural strength like Excalibur, its material and forging technology would be crucial. During the time of King Arthur, around the 5th–6th centuries AD, metallurgy in Europe had not yet advanced significantly. Most swords of that era were made of iron or low-carbon steel, making them less durable than the weapons of other civilizations. If Excalibur truly existed, it must have been an exceptional sword, superior in both hardness and sharpness. Some researchers speculate that Excalibur may have been forged using a lost metallurgical technique, similar to Damascus steel, a type of steel with unique swirling patterns, renowned for its incredible sharpness. Another theory suggests that Excalibur could have been made from a special alloy, possibly even meteorite metal, similar to some rare weapons of ancient civilizations. Historical records confirm that some swords were indeed forged from meteorites, such as the sword of Pharaoh Tutankhamun, giving them superior durability compared to regular weapons. Could Excalibur have been made from a similar metal, giving it its legendary glow and extraordinary power? However, to this day, historians have found no physical evidence of Excalibur's existence. It may have been more of a symbol than an actual weapon. Excalibur is more than just a sword. It represents legitimacy, justice, and supernatural strength. Many researchers believe that the tale of Excalibur may have been a means to legitimize King Arthur's rule, elevating him to a divine figure in the eyes of the people. In reality, ancient texts like Historia Regum Britanniae by Geoffrey of Monmouth are among the earliest sources mentioning Excalibur. However, no physical evidence has ever been found to confirm its existence. Some historians suggest that Excalibur may be a fusion of various legendary swords throughout history or merely a product of folklore. Yet, there have been mysterious archaeological discoveries. Some swords from that period have been unearthed with materials and craftsmanship far surpassing the general technological level of the era. Could one of these be the real Excalibur? Regardless of the truth, the legend of Excalibur continues to inspire millions worldwide. A sword can be more than just a weapon. It can be a symbol of justice, honor, and a noble mission. 2. Damascus steel, a superior material or a lost mystery? For centuries, swords forged from Damascus steel have become legendary, praised for their exceptional sharpness, the ability to cut through armor, and their mesmerizing swirling patterns. But the most remarkable fact is, the formula for forging Damascus steel has been lost. Can we ever recreate this material, or will it remain a mystery of the past? Damascus steel, the pinnacle of ancient metallurgy. Damascus steel is not just ordinary steel. It stands out with its wave-like patterns on the surface, a hallmark of its unique forging process. Believed to have emerged around the 9th–12th centuries, Damascus swords dominated Middle Eastern battlefields, surpassing most contemporary weapons. It is said that a Damascus sword could slice a falling hair in half, cut through iron armor, and even cleave a European sword in a single strike. But is this true, or merely historical exaggeration? Lost forging technology, the secret of master blacksmiths? Damascus steel is believed to have been made from Wootz steel, a high-quality steel originating from India and Sri Lanka, known for its exceptional hardness and durability. However, the ancient Damascus steel-making process was far more complex than merely using superior raw materials. The forging of Damascus steel was not simply a matter of heating and hammering. Ancient blacksmiths may have added special impurities or used a secret heat treatment technique that created nanocarbon structures, granting the blade its legendary sharpness and flexibility. Can modern science recreate Damascus steel? Today, scientific analysis reveals that Damascus steel contains natural carbon nanotubes, reinforcing its strength. Yet, the precise formula for forging this steel remains a lost secret. With modern technology, researchers have studied ancient Damascus swords and discovered something astonishing. They contain naturally occurring carbon nanotubes, a technological marvel that humanity only began understanding in the 20th century. This means that ancient blacksmiths, either intentionally or accidentally, created an advanced material similar to modern nanomaterial technology. But if so, why did the recipe for Damascus steel disappear? Some theories suggest that after Middle Eastern trade routes declined in the 18th century, the primary supply of raw materials for Damascus steel was cut off. Another possibility is that the secret of steelmaking was lost when master blacksmiths failed to pass it down to later generations. Damascus steel, a product of culture, belief, or true strength? Whether or not Damascus steel possesses supernatural power, it remains a symbol of masterful sword making, a testament to the culture, beliefs, and ingenuity of ancient blacksmiths. To medieval warriors, owning a Damascus sword was not just possessing a weapon, it was holding a symbol of glory and sacred strength. Will we ever fully recreate Damascus steel, or will it remain a legendary relic of ancient metallurgy? The Spear of Destiny, the holy relic of emperors. From the blood-soaked battles of the Roman Empire to Adolf Hitler's conquest ambitions, a legendary relic has been intertwined with the fate of rulers, the Spear of Destiny, believed to be the weapon that pierced Jesus Christ on the cross. It is not just a holy artifact but also a key to absolute power. But does it truly exist, or is it merely a myth embellished through history? The legendary Spear of Longinus, the prophecy of power and fate. According to the Bible, at the moment Jesus took his last breath, a Roman soldier named Longinus thrust his spear into Jesus' side to confirm his death. Blood and water flowed from the wound, and from that moment on, the spear became a sacred relic, believed to possess supernatural power. It is said that anyone who possesses this spear will wield unparalleled power, but if they lose it, their fate will soon meet a tragic end. This prophecy has fueled countless hunts for the artifact over thousands of years. From Rome to Nazi Germany, the spear in the hands of emperors. The Spear of Longinus gradually became a symbol of supreme authority. Emperor Constantine the Great, the founder of the Byzantine Empire, was believed to have used the spear to claim victory at the Battle of Milvian Bridge, marking the rise of Christianity in Europe. Charlemagne, the illustrious ruler of the Holy Roman Empire, was also said to have possessed the spear. He never let it out of his sight, and when he passed away, The empire he built soon crumbled, just as the prophecy foretold. But perhaps the most intriguing tale of the Spear of Destiny involves one of the most infamous figures of the 20th century, Adolf Hitler. Allegedly obsessed with mystical relics, Hitler believed that the spear would grant him dominion over the world. In 1938, he ordered the seizure of the spear, which was kept in Vienna. And then, on April 30, 1945, just hours after the Allies reclaimed the spear, Hitler committed suicide in his bunker. A coincidence, or did the curse truly come to pass? Does the spear exist, its material and craftsmanship? However, multiple versions of the spear have been discovered, and no scientific evidence has proven that it actually holds supernatural power. So, does the Spear of Destiny really exist? Currently, at least 4 spears of Longinus are displayed in various museums around the world, with the most famous one being housed in the Hofburg Museum in Austria. But is this truly the spear that pierced Jesus Christ? Metal analysis reveals that the Hofburg spear is made of iron and silver, dating back to the 8th–10th century. This means it cannot be the original weapon from ancient Rome. However, one intriguing detail remains. Within the spear's core is a small piece of metal, believed to be a nail from the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. If true, even if the spear itself is not the original, it would still be an invaluable relic. The spear, a religious symbol or an unseen power? Whether real or mythical, the Spear of Destiny has become a powerful symbol in religion, culture, and history. It is tied to great emperors, ambitious conquerors, and ruthless dictators. But is its power derived from its material, from faith, or simply from human superstition? Part 2. Scientific research. Do powerful artifacts truly exist? With advancements in science, we now have powerful tools to analyze legendary relics. Some notable discoveries. The Japanese katana, forged with a unique layering method for extreme sharpness. When discussing legendary weapons, one cannot overlook the katana, the renowned sword of the samurai. It is not merely a weapon but also a symbol of honor and the Bushido spirit. But what makes the katana legendary? The secret lies in Japan's unique forging technology. The katana is crafted from a special type of steel called tamahagane, refined from iron sand rich in carbon. The forging process involves folding and hammering the steel thousands of times, removing impurities and creating an exceptionally sharp yet flexible blade. Under a microscope, the katana exhibits a distinct structure with a soft core and a hard outer layer, allowing it to absorb impact without breaking. Scientific studies have shown that this steel folding technique produces a microstructure similar to modern advanced alloys. This explains why the katana could cut through Western swords of the same era without chipping. Though it possesses no supernatural power, the masterful craftsmanship behind the katana has made it one of the sharpest and most formidable swords in history. The Viking Ulfberht sword, containing an unusually high carbon content, similar to modern steel. From the 9th to the 11th century, Viking warriors instilled terror across Europe. However, what has baffled historians and scientists for years is the Ulfberht sword, a weapon far superior to the metallurgy of its time. Most medieval swords were full of impurities, brittle, and prone to breaking, but when scientists examined Ulfberht swords, they discovered they were made from an incredibly pure high-carbon steel, almost identical to modern steel. The astonishing fact is that this technology only appeared in Europe more than 800 years later. This raises an intriguing question. Where did the Vikings acquire this technology? Some researchers believe they imported Wootz steel from India or the Middle East, a material comparable to the legendary Damascus steel. However, how they managed to forge steel at such high temperatures remains a mystery. Despite being over a millennium old, the Ulfberht sword remains a masterpiece of metallurgy, proving that Viking technology was far ahead of its time. The Sword of Saint Joan of Arc, a lost relic believed to hold divine power. Joan of Arc, France's greatest heroine, who claimed to receive guidance from God, but one mystery continues to spark debate: her sword, a weapon said to be invincible on the battlefield. Joan claimed to have discovered the sword buried beneath the altar of Saint Catherine de Fierbois, a sacred site, but was it truly a divine weapon, or simply an ordinary sword imbued with legend? Historians suggest that the sword may have been a standard 15th-century French military sword. Nothing extraordinary, however. With Joan's unwavering faith and miraculous victories, it became a symbol of divine power. The Sword of Joan of Arc later vanished from history. Did it ever truly exist, or was it merely a legend woven through time? Part 3. Can we recreate ancient relics? Today, many blacksmiths and scientists are striving to restore ancient weapon-making techniques. Some have succeeded, but many mysteries remain unsolved. The legendary weapons like Damascus steel, the katana, or the Ulfberht sword have captivated humanity for centuries. But with advancements in science and technology, can we recreate these relics using modern methods? Efforts to recreate Damascus steel, an unsolved mystery. Damascus steel, famous for its wavy surface patterns and exceptional sharpness, has intrigued scientists and blacksmiths alike. However, the technique for forging this steel was lost in the 18th century, making its recreation a significant challenge. Not only scientists but also many modern blacksmiths have dedicated their efforts to reviving and replicating ancient forging techniques. These blacksmiths not only preserve tradition but also integrate modern techniques to create high-quality products that bear deep historical and cultural imprints. On YouTube, many channels have shared insights into the art of blacksmithing, helping audiences gain a deeper understanding of the processes and techniques used in ancient weapon craftsmanship. For example, channels like Man at Arms, Reforged, Alex Steel, That Works, and many others provide an in-depth look at traditional sword forging. These videos are not only entertaining but also educational, helping to preserve and spread knowledge about the ancient art of blacksmithing to younger generations. Recreating ancient relics is not just a technical challenge but also a journey that bridges the past and the present. Despite significant advancements in science and technology, understanding and accurately replicating ancient techniques still require a combination of modern knowledge and deep respect for tradition. Through collaboration between scientists, blacksmiths, and history enthusiasts, we may one day fully unlock these ancient secrets, not just to recreate relics but also to preserve and celebrate cultural heritage for future generations. What do you think? Legendary relics, reality or myth? So, are these legendary relics real, or are they just historical myths? Regardless of the truth, the stories surrounding them continue to ignite human imagination and curiosity. What do you think? Do these artifacts truly exist, or are they merely the products of history's grand narrative? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss our next discoveries.